So just got finished training a little chest today at East Hartford Golds with my girlfriend Alexia. I train first thing in the morning, usually around 6:45 or 7 o'clock. And I power through a workout, usually in 45 minutes. And then I'll go about my day, do my work, and I'll go to work, do all that jazz, and then at night, come back and do the cardio. When I go first thing in the morning, the gym is practically empty. And I'm usually in a time constraint, so I'm really focused, don't talk to a single soul or acknowledge anybody. And all the equipment's open, so I get a great workout and usually work very fast pace. And it works out really well. And it's one of the good changes I felt, because I felt like I really haven't had a bad workout, knock on rock, in like since before New York Pro. My workouts now have been probably better than they ever have been since I was like 15 years old. But today we did chest. So what we did was we did some flies first to pre-fatigue the chest, and supersetted with push-ups. And I add the weight progressively onto the back. And for whatever reason, I can't tell you why, maybe somebody could, but when I do the push-up and I squeeze, I get more focus and mind muscle connection in my head to my chest than I do any pressing movement with a barbell ever in my life. So I really try to focus more on, like, it's like mimicking a most muscular, you're squeezing. So when I do flies, I come out and I usually will pause slightly and move and contract. Slight pause slightly and move and contract in a fluid motion where most of the weight in my head, I'm not pushing through my hands. I'm pretending like I'm almost hugging a tree as I come down, and coming down naturally and trying to look in the mirror to keep my shoulders even as possible. You know, I always try to think outside the box and stop trying to follow what everybody else does. Everybody else needs a darn training program to follow, when in reality they don't really look at their own physique, their own physiology, and look at the way they're built and see what exercises work best for them. And so the other day I remember mentioning, like, you know what, every time I bench press or incline press, my pec injury feels weird or something feels quite off. And so I'm like, you know, push-ups feel really good. I'm like, always feel good and natural. I'm like, why doesn't, I wish there was a machine you can get in and do push-ups where your hands could be flat and you could move. So I'm like, why don't I just add some weight to my back, add some plates. My dog's trying to eat a bee. What are you doing, Foster? Because this is not powerlifting. I'm not getting on stage and Judge 42 goes, do you cable crossover more than 100 pounds? All right, move to the center. It's got nothing to do with that. So like more of that mind muscle connection development into the muscle I'm trying to fatigue, because the whole goal is to fatigue the hell out of the muscle, isolate it individually, and bring it to muscular failure, in my opinion, with as least weight as possible, so you don't cause any damage to the joints and things like that, and especially with some of my genetics. And then upstairs, I've been really focusing on different movements for my upper chest. I've been changing things up a bit, and I've been doing the hammer strength incline. And you may not be able to tell from the video, but I move my hips a couple, maybe 5-6 inches away from the pad, so I'm not flush up against the pad, just my upper back. So when I squeeze, the arc is more coming in this direction instead of going up like this. So I come here, I lift my chest, put my back up, hips away, I feel it more. It's all an angle game. You're trying to manipulate anything you can, your body positioning, to feel it where you need to. You're not positioning your body in a way to lift more weight. You're positioning in a way to have that feel. And there's also an old school plate loaded machine at East Hartford Golds that's incline press. And I notice, like, when I grab the outside, if I squeeze, it almost mimics a fly. And I lift my hips up because I kind of want to target more mid upper instead of straight upper. I just get such a burn, such a good isolation from that. So a lot of times I tell people, really focus on, like, look in your gym and see other exercises, even though the outer grip is not something that is intended to use. Lightening the weight and using a press as a fly, like I did in that old school plate-loaded incline press, worked fantastic. And so I supersetted the incline hammer with that, and I did about 3 or 4 sets of each, and that was a wrap. simple, brief, you know, to the point, but the most important thing to take away from all of it is it's the focus, it's the individuality of the exercises and the selection that's the most important. There's no absolutes in anything, but that's the tip you gotta take away today. Oh, my dogs are fighting. Stop it. Stu! What are you doing while you getting in shit? Eat everything. So, it's very simple. I've become like a stickler. You know, everybody does when I like to prep, so. Before I leave, I put cold water, because I mix everything with water. I don't do milk or almond milk during prep. So I take one of these and I put it in there nice and cold. So the colder it is, it tastes much better to me. And lately I haven't been using Carbo Plus in my post-workout because I want to eat. Just because I just finished a prep and I'm still not over the whole frenzy of not wanting to eat. This is a half teaspoon of creatine, which gives us what? 2.5 grams. Glutamine. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Big old globber in there. I do cream of wheat post-workout, or cream of rice, or grits. Who would want to eat cereal with a picture of a boy, it looks like from the 1930s? I would say for them, it looks like they're going for the population of 80-year-old men and women. But you know what? This is cheaper than the other one. It's got less weird crap in it. All these other things that help break apart the thing during cooking, I believe. And this is just fortified with B vitamins, and it's farina. That's it. Cream of wheat. I love it. Anyway, so I like to do I usually do 60 grams carbs from cream of wheat, grits or cream of rice. I love it. Hot cereal, for me, my digestive issues, which I'll get into later, digest so well. It's relatively high glycemic, so and it looks like a lot. So it looks like I'm eating a lot more. And then will mash a banana into it. And the hot cereal kind of softens the banana and it gives like a banana flavor. As you can see, I'm obsessed with bananas. We'll do 2.5 scoops of this. I'm obsessed with vanilla, as you guys all know. I only use the Iso Whey. I remember at one point in time, drinking protein shakes was like holding your nose and trying to get them down. And now I get 2.5 scoops. When I was a kid, I only did a scoop, but now I'm like, it goes by so fast. So I'm gonna do this one in super slow-mo.